All right. Check this out. We back in the building. Salute to everybody that's here. You already know I'm Blue Devil, and today we back with another video reaction. We got No Jumper. We got Adam22, Munchie B, Young and Jefe, and Uncle Lush politicking about the Munchie B podcast with the 200 boys. Now, if you guys didn't watch that pod, you missing out, bro. There was a lot of gems on that podcast. We had L-Boy, Southside CEO. We had Munchie B, Blue Devil, Opina. And we had great dialogue, bro. Now, it did go viral. Well, semi-viral. A lot of people hated on it. It got reported in the midst of it being live. It got reported after the fact. You know, we got a cease and desist letter. And it did go semi-viral because, you know, Royalty from Low Profile Records called in and had some strong words for Munchie B and the black community. All right. Now, everybody in this room, Uncle Lush, Young and Jefe, and Munchie B, been to the podcast. They've been to the 200 boys. They've been to the HaterWorld. And there's nothing but love with them partners. Now, Adam22 has been long overdue. We've been tapped in. We could have made it happen years ago. We could still make it happen at any time. But truthfully, Adam is top tier when it comes to podcasting, and I want to make sure that when we pull up and when he pulls up, we do it up. We do it up and we do it right, and we build a relationship. It's not just going to be a one-time thing. You feel me? So coming soon. But back to the clip. Royalty called in and said a few things, bro. Now, people took it the wrong way, but truthfully, I want to play it back with you guys, and I want you guys to give your honest opinions, and we're going to break it down to the best of our abilities, all right? So salute to Munchie B for being a G and pulling up, keeping that shit gangster all the way through. Salute to L-Boy for pulling up, keeping it solid as fuck. And salute to everyone that was watching, bro. Whether you was a black homie, whether you was a Hispanic homie, whether you was a regular civilian, salute to you. Truthfully, the platform wouldn't be none without you guys. So none but love to everybody, all communities involved. You guys already know it's all love. All right. And with that being said, last night we had a podcast with Epidemic. Make sure you guys go catch that. I expected it to be whack, and it truthfully wasn't, bro. It was a great pod. I did very well. I think it's one of my top 10 pods of me really locking in and asking great questions. Go check it out, bro. So let's go ahead and press play on this clip. Let's play it all the way through, bro. Let's play the Royalty part all the way through, and then we'll break it down, all right? So let's go ahead and play this video.
This topic. Right here, we have a post on Hotawila Media, and it's called Chicano Rap Kingpin Calls in to Press Munchie B for saying that Mexicans can't succeed in rap without black people.
All right, very quick, bro. I got to stop. How will I be with the crazy headlines, bro? Ain't nobody press nobody. All right, let's make that clear. Ain't nobody press nobody. Royalty ain't press nobody. Munchie ain't press nobody. L-Boy ain't press nobody. Nobody press nobody, fool. All right? It was a bunch of grown, respectful men chopping it up, having great dialogue, and having uncomfortable conversations. Okay? It's not easy to have these uncomfortable conversations. So how will I... Come on, my boy. Tone it down a notch.
And that title, interesting.
That's a good title.
Okay.
How you feel off rip about that title?
It's a clip to that or just a title?
We got a clip right here we're going to play. You ready?
Yeah, we go with the
Let's fire this up.
You're doing your thing, homie, and I want to let you know, we don't need no, and no disrespect, but I'm going to talk in reality of real life.
Do your thing.
I sold over 9 million records, all Chicano. I don't need no black stamp from shit. You want to talk about music business? I'll teach you the music business.
Hold on. What's your name, brother?
I'm Royalty, Low Profile Records. I'm the god of this Chicano rap.
Okay, talk your shit.
I started this shit, sold the most.
Talk
That's
your
just
shit.
the real shit. You know what I mean? It's just real shit.
Talk.
We go live right now. I got the Phantom right here. I got the brand new Cyber Beast right here. And I ain't released the album in 10 years.
Hey, hold on. Say your name again because you know they gonna react. No, hold on. They gonna react to this.
Your girl knows who I am. You might not have my number, but she does.
No, she don't.
I'm that. That's your homegirl's love. I'm Royalty, Low Profile Records. The king of Chicano rap. It's the bottom line.
You the king?
A lot of Shade of Brown, a Little Rob, all of it. MC Magic's on my tour. It is what it is.
Okay, talk your shit. Don't swallow your spit.
MC Magic himself is worth over $50 million. You know, we don't need no black stamp. We're just like the blacks. All we need is white people and Mexicans to buy our shit, and we're good.
No.
You know what I mean? Am I lying?
Yeah, you is.
Who buys all black music?
Hey, we ain't talking about
80% of your fans are Mexican and white.
We're not talking about consumers. We talking about getting in, brother.
We don't need to get in. We got consumers.
I don't need to get in. I fucking cracked the door. I've been with B&G when we were in Full Throttle. I was a guy. Like, when you said about Capone, first of all, Capone's not Mexican. This isn't Halloween. I don't wear a costume. I'm a real Chicano. I wear deodorant.
Come on.
Listen. But we didn't need... That's why I didn't get... no disrespect to Al Boy. Don't even take it that way, Al Boy. But I could have had Snoop. Busy Bone was on our shit. All this shit we had on our shit. But I didn't care. I didn't need nobody black. And I didn't need black fans. All I cared about was my Mexican people.
And honestly,
I kept it 100% Chicano.
But guess what? Royalty. If you would have went that way, you would have went further.
You know what I mean?
Munchie not lying. Royal is not lying. Both them cats are not lying.
I see you doing your thing.
All right. So
Okay, so look, very quick, bro. Before they give their opinion, I'm gonna give mine. I don't want to speak for Royalty, Low Profile Records, but I'm going to give you guys some of his accolades real quick. All right, it's just the ones that I know, and I'm sure I'm missing a grip. All right. He said he sold over 10 million records, all independent. All right, remember, independent. No label. He was the label. He did have artists like Little Rob, Kid Frost, Lighter Shade. I don't know if he had Lighter Shade Brown. You know, he had all the greats signed to him, bro, at one point. I think MC Magic dropped under his label as well. He had all the greats like Night Owl, Mr. Little One, you know, Shadow, all the greats, bro. All the greats. He was nominated for a Grammy when he was with Aquid or making music with Aquid. He brought us Sancha, you know, multiple gold albums. Okay, multiple gold albums, toured everywhere. At one point, his company was making 400 G's a month. All right. So there's a lot of accolades there, bro. And there's many more that I don't know about. Okay. Keep in mind, no blacks bought his music. And if it was a small percentage. His music was catered to Latinos, Mexicans, Hispanic, you know, you name it. It wasn't catered towards blacks, but I'm sure some blacks listened in. It wasn't a big majority. You know, the majority was probably Latinos and whites. Now, did he make music for blacks? I don't know if that was his game plan. Like, hey, let me, you know, but he did cater to the Latinos, and he did a good job. You know, now you have other entrepreneurs in the Chicano rap game, such as Mr. D, Southland Records, and such as Mr. Capone, High Power Records. Those are three moguls, bro. 3 Chicano rap moguls. Moguls, millionaires. They made millions only catering to Latinos. Now, Munchie B said you would have went bigger if you would have had the black community. Yes, he would have went so much bigger. But I don't think the music they were making was targeting a black audience. So I think it just came off wrong. He sounded like macho. He sounded very loud and aggressive. And I think that's why people think that he was disrespecting. I don't feel he was disrespecting. I feel like he was just trying to get his point across. I don't need black people. I've sold millions of records and I've sold them to my people. You know, now Munchie B is looking at this from a wider perspective, like worldwide. But royalty was worldwide. Albums everywhere. Japan, China, overseas, here, there. So it was, but Munchie is right. If he would have sold, if he would have catered to the blacks, it would, of course, it would have went bigger. Now, Capone, he had artists signed to him, black artists. Little Flip was signed to Mr. Capone. Bone Thugs was signed to Mr. Capone. Sugar Free was signed to Mr. Capone. That's to name a few, bro. Mr. Capone has done music with Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, etc., bro. So maybe Capone is more well-rounded, catering to all races, but Low Profile was more focused on his people. And look, I don't see nothing bad with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You find out your demographic, and hey, my demographic is this, so I'm gonna cater there. You know, my demographic is this, I'm gonna cater there. You gotta do the math. If you don't do the math and you cater to Japanese and Japanese don't listen, what the fuck are you doing? You know, but No Jumper is now up on game with the Chicano rap game. They don't know about the moguls that we've had. So they automatically think like, what the was this fool talking about? Who is this guy? You know, but I think once they have a sit down, they'll understand that royalty was really tapped in, bro. Like, one of his best friends is the guy from that song. He's always talking about him. What's that guy from that song? Shit. Rodney O. You know the song Everlasting Bass? That's one of Royal's best friends. He a black homie. You know, from what I heard, that fool just got a big paycheck from the Drake and Kendrick feature. Millions, bro. Because his beat was sampled on it. But whatever, that's up for them. Okay? But very quick to make it clear. Nobody backdoored Munchie B. Nobody backdoored the B team that was in the building. We was all one collective. We was all together. If anybody would have walked in through that door to try to backdoor anyone, even if it was one of us, they would have got it. They would have been laid out flat. We don't play when it comes to our guest. We don't backdoor our guest. Now, did we tell Roy to call in? No, but he's a watcher. He's watching the show. He sees Munchie talking about hip-hop. So what's he going to do? Oh, I want to call because I got something to say about this topic. People actually watch us, bro. People actually like that we have great dialogue and great what do you call that shit? Subjects. So you can't be mad if he called in, bro. Now let's continue.
I mean,
who wanna go?
This is the Instagram that I guess this guy used. It's called Low Profile Records.
Man,
I'm gonna be real. I never heard of the dude either, but he talking big shit like he's the man. I'm very curious.
I'll let y'all go first. I mean, I'll let the hip hop dude Lush go first. I mean,
I'll say that.
Hold on. Before you go, the full community just did a list with 50 Chicano rappers. Was he on that list?
I'm not even sure what his fucking name is.
Okay. All right. Not.
Stop. Listen, Lush. You were there. Okay. You know if he was or he wasn't. And he wasn't on that list because a lot of those lists are biased. And a lot of those lists are about the new rappers from today, not overall. You know, to be clear, Royal probably got money than most of the people on that list. Now, maybe, you know, the ones that may be able to go heads up is probably the first top 5 on that list. You know, other than that, all them other fools put together probably ain't got Royal's money. And I'm not glazing. I'm only giving the facts because there's a lot of people watching that don't know who this guy is. So by me helping you out, giving you some facts, it might make you understand, you know, who this guy is, you know. So that's basically what I'm doing.
Go ahead, sir.
I was gonna say, like, it's to me a really odd stance to take. I understand like wanting solidarity in your community and all that, but to try to alienate an entire race or any race, like
the race who invented the genre,
is a really yes. And then when you add that element of, okay, like this is hip hop music, and regardless of what subgenre it is, it's still expanding from something that was created as black culture, and you know what I mean, that's undeniable. So
hey, listen, salute to the black homies, bro. Rap belongs to them. I've done a lot of research when it comes to having different guests, and I've realized that, hey, rap is their shit. You know, salute to all the black homies. It's black and brown love over here where I'm at, right? But people need to understand, yes, it belongs to the blacks, right? But from the perspective that royalty is looking at it, I can only see it from a business standpoint. I'm not looking at it from a race standpoint or a who owns what standpoint. I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. If people that are buying your music is this color, then that's all you're going to do is market to them, because you know these people won't buy it. You know the whites ain't going to buy it, or the blacks, or the Chinese. So why waste your time in marketing that way? That's all I'm saying. I don't know how they took it as, oh, he don't need blacks. But I don't think his agenda was to get into hip hop. I think it was just to cater to the Chicano rap subculture, you know. But I could be wrong. I could be all the way wrong.
I think that it's just a very odd stance. Now, understandable, like you might feel like you don't need that, and you could for sure, you had your success and you didn't need to tap into that demographic. But I think, Munchie, you hit the nail on the head when you were like, you would have potentially gone a lot further if you did. And right now, when you see Chicanos who embrace a multicultural audience and aren't just catering strictly to their own, it actually winds up being advantageous to them in the long run.
Very true. Lush is 1,000% right. All the rappers that are out right now, they're catering to black and brown and everyone, bro. They're just doing rap. They're not trying to market a certain audience. They're not trying to cater to this people. They're just everybody. And that's great, because that's going to take you to bigger heights. It's going to open bigger doors. It's going to give you with features that you could never think of. Facts, bro. But you got to remember, fool, you know, back in the day, it was different. A lot of things were segregated. A lot of people weren't fucking with certain people. So no matter how much you try, sometimes maybe it won't gonna work. So if you see some that does work, and this don't want to be accepted over here, why wouldn't you just say, hey, I could either make $1 million, $5 million over here, or I could keep trying over here and potentially make 100 or potentially make 0. What's gonna work for me? You know, I'm looking at it from a business point of view.
Yeah, we don't need the blacks. It's crazy. I mean, also, I disagree with his stance that Munchie's audience is mostly white. And I would assume that, like, a huge percentage of the people actually listening to Munchie's music are black
and Mexican.
Let's be real. Like, if you're a hardcore enough gangster rap fan that you listen to Munchie's music, you probably,
I know they be tapping in with me from different states and countries too. Sydney, Australia, they like New Zealand and all that little. They like, you know what I'm saying? They give me their feedback. But
I had never heard Munchie's music until he came. I recommend for you guys to go listen to Back to Back Missions. All right, it's a fucking banger. And I've already downloaded a couple of his records. I fuck with him, bro. And I'm not saying that because he came on. Truthfully, that you like gangster rap, go bump some Munchie B.
But as far as what he's saying, I think he did a lot of like a Bow Wow challenge, right?
What do you mean?
Like okay, we got 4 people in here. Have anybody ever heard of him before?
I never heard of him before.
I want to have a talk with him now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too. He did a 4-hour HaterWorld interview a year ago. It has 15,000 views. He did some other random podcast for 5 hours 5 years ago. This guy likes to do long interviews. That has 62,000 views. Here's another one he did, like a 6-hour episode from 5 years ago that has 100,000 views. So, you know, it seems like people do know who he is and shit. Some of the people, I was looking at the comments, people definitely like know about him, but also like if I were him, I probably wouldn't be acting like everybody knows who I am.
But my thing,
the reason he does long interviews, you know, is because he has so much intel when it comes to the Chicano rap game. He's one of the pioneers when it comes to the Chicano rap game. And even 4 or 5 hours is not enough, bro. The one we did, I thought it was the wackest interview ever. We weren't even able to like touch up on certain shit because it wasn't long enough. And half the time he was fucking clowning and talking about who knows who, you know. But I told him it's long overdue for a new one.
Thing is, because if I find verse in a certain area or something like that, I'm gonna listen, right? So I'm all right, let me hear what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he might be one of these Chicano rappers I never heard of, and he accomplished. But what I say remains, like, I'm not talking about the consumers. Like a lot of these black artists, like a lot of they fan base be Hispanics. We know that. And then everybody, like, each hand wash one. But I'm talking about if you want to participate, you want to be a rapper, you trying to, like, excel, man, come on, bro. I would say Kid Frost probably the biggest, or...
Kid Frost was signed to royalty. Little Rob, the biggest, was signed to royalty. I mean, these are facts.
Cypress Hill, but Kid Frost, and he was signed by Eazy-E. You know what I'm saying?
He was signed by Eazy-E, I believe, for like a very, 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 very short time. But no, he wasn't. And I'll tell you why he wasn't. Because Brownside hated Eazy-E. I got to look up that fact. I don't recall, bro. It's been too long. Brownside hated Kid Frost. And Brownside was signed to Eazy-E. So I don't think so, bro. But I got to look into that.
The brown side, Eazy-E, right?
No, he will for sure. He will,
but I'm saying this though, right? It don't support what he just said. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying if you want to excel, if you was successful in the way you did it, already worked for you. It ain't gonna work for a lot of your peers. Bet it.
And I totally get, like, hey, you're who you are.
Mr. Shadow just did a song with Ice Cube that went super humongous. And Shadow was signed to Low Pro. Shadow came under the Low Pro umbrella. I mean, all these are ties back to Low Pro. I mean, they are pretty big accomplishments, bro.
And you just want to make the music that you make, and you're not really putting that much thought about who the audience is or who you're going to be accepted by, and you're just making the music you want to make. I totally get that. But it is a bit odd to just try to alienate an entire race, especially when it's like the race that created the art form that you're engaging in. Like, to me,
the thing is, when we were up here with Munchie was saying that Mexican rappers needed the black acceptance. Okay, Munchie B had said that in order for you to be somebody in rap, you need to be accepted by the blacks. That's what Munchie said. I'm not going to quote it because I'm not positive exactly word for word, but that's what the convo was. And then that's why Royal called in and said, no, we don't need to be accepted because this is how much, you know, how many accolades I got, how much money I've made, how many people I've put on, so forth and so forth. So I think it's just got misconstrued by the, you know, and that's why people took it the way they took it.
That's just a little bit confusing.
Man, I was just hearing...
No disrespect to the OG.
Yeah. Shout out to Royalty. He is welcome to come pull up to this podcast. I would like
Royalty,
to invite
man,
him.
come, man, politic, what is it? Talk the
Fire.
music business, black
Fire.
and brown and all that.
Fire.
But what I'm saying is, bro, what you saying that worked for you, look around. Or who else it worked for that's, you know what I'm saying? They had a black cosign or signed by one or a collaborator or something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? It's very little. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's like,
and that's not a knock. You know what I'm saying? It's not a knock because it's like certain doors you got to go through. And you got to go through certain people. I don't like the word gatekeeper is bad because it got a negative ring to it. You know what I'm saying? But like they say, make it out of California, you need Dre or something like sometimes you know.
Well, I think that even in that community in particular, there's like a line in the sand where there's certain fools. When you look at like, just to use the example we use every single time, like Shoreline, you feel me? Obviously, like, you know, they're like Hispanic kids from LA or mixed Hispanic kids from LA and all that, but they're not like particularly leaning into the traditional Chicano lifestyle and this and that. So
they're Mexican dudes who clearly relate more to the black side.
Yeah,
of the culture.
Jeezy or Phoenix never said the word audio in no song.
Facts.
Yeah,
ever.
Do they even speak Spanish?
Peso, never. Player Ways, never.
Peso, yes.
G Money, never. And that's the more relatable music. And then okay, I need him to pull up. We could politic though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, because I think he kind of responded and rebutted in a defense way, like I was
aggressive
attacking. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like the Hater World set you up because they had somebody call in with an anti-Munchie perspective, sort of, that they already have an existing relationship with?
And he dropped a gun in the clip. I heard that afterwards.
I feel like that might have been after the fact, or
no.
That was actually doing it.
I don't know. Yeah,
with the gun.
Did you hear those gunshots sound effects while it was happening?
No. I heard it, but I don't feel like I was set up. Because when I got there, it was hospitable. You know what I'm saying? My boy Smiley got big 3. I don't smoke, but strings of weed and rotation. Like it was all cool. L boy, like it was all Gucci. Good people.
They chill for sure.
Yeah, but he had a strong opinion, and that's what it is. I wasn't set up. I could hold my own, bro. So it's all good. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool to hear different, you know what I'm saying, takes. But I want now that I'm digging deeper into you. I would like for him to double back. Come on, no jumper. Or come on, morals over money. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk about it, because I could combat what you're talking about for sure. Let's pull up not just what you said. Oh, I got phantoms in the front. You sound like.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna stop it right there, but I'm gonna give this as my outro. Big salute to Munchie B for being a real gangster, bro. What do I mean by that? We all seen Cholo Juan when Snowman called up here. After the pod, I told Snowman, I told Cholo, I didn't tell that fool to call, fool. I don't even know. I haven't talked to that fool in so forever. I don't even know why he called. He must have been watching it. Nah, fool, it's all good, fool. You know, I'm a G. You know, it ain't nothing. But what happened when he went home? He read all the comments, saw all the videos, and they played with his mental. And he came out saying, hey, I was set up by Blue Devil. He set me up, blah, blah, blah. Munchie B kept that shit real and G, bro, and said, ain't nobody set me up, homie. It was all love up there. It was all love up there. And he said it. I'm a man. I could hold my own. I love these convos. Hey, listen, bro, I said this before. Okay? People watch our shit and they randomly call in on topics that they could relate to. It just happens to be people we fucking know because we tapped in with everybody. You know, we tapped in with everybody. Sorry, someone texting me. You know, Munchie didn't let nobody play with his fucking head. Well, you got some other dudes that made a video, like a 3-hour video, and they're talking shit. Some podcast from Long Beach, some unknown podcasters. I haven't watched it, bro. I don't indulge in stuff like that. Like, I love my black homies. I love my people. I love all of us, bro. Like, listen, fool, it's no time to listen to some fucking, like, we just had Munchie as a guest, bro. The homeboy was solid as fuck. How would I look like being a little clout chaser and making these weird ass videos, bro? We righteous over here, bro. You know, so I don't pay attention to all that extra talk anymore. Like, if people want to make videos about me and say this, go for it, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm a celebrity now. I understand it. Munchie is a celebrity. Yeah, within our, you know. But we are who we are. So Munchie kept the G. Adam did what he's supposed to do, stir the pot. And those gunshots, I got soundboards in every room. Every room, bro. I'm not a brokey. So every time I'm on a different pod, I got this. Always. Because if I hear something that sounds like shots fired, boom. Makes for good content. With that being said, salute to Munchie B, bro. From what I know, Royalty accepted the invite and no jumper. So you probably will see him up there pretty soon doing his thing. And that goes to show you that the TheHaterWorld got it. There's another podcast that went up at the same time ours did. And ours went viral. With that being said, salute to Munchie, L-Boy, Opina, Royalty, Blue Devil, Adam, Young and Jefe, Lush One, the squad, the homies, day ones, day fours, and everybody in between. Black and brown love. Fuck the rest, bro. And with that being said, keep talking. Because that's what all the bitches do. We out.